Welcome everyone back to weekly weather updates, and in today's video we're going to have a look at the latest from the live radar, run for the UKV, have a look at the precipitation and the temperature over the next 5 days, as we do have cooler conditions moving in over the next 24 hours or so, as the warmer air we've had for the past week or so is now getting moved away. We'll also be turning a lot more unsettled as low pressure will be coming in from the north and west, and that is going to set the precedent for the end of August and start of September. It's looking like a pretty autumnal start to meteorological autumn, as we will be seeing lots of westerly winds, plenty of showers, and generally average to below average temperatures. We're not expecting any massive lows at this moment, so no big storm systems and no huge gusty winds, but there could be areas of heavy rain, and of course low pressure systems could form and become a little bit more organised nearer the time, as there is a lot of uncertainty in the longer range from the GFS, GM, Eastern WF and the ensembles, as we do see extratropical systems ballooning into the North Atlantic, which always does bring a big deal of uncertainty this time of year for where the jet stream will go. But yes, longer term is not looking particularly encouraging if you do want a little bit of more summer weather, or at least a continuation of summer conditions into September. Could still happen, but at the moment, the next week to 2 weeks, it's not looking particularly likely. So do remember, if you enjoy my videos, make sure to like and subscribe, and remember to follow me on Twitter as well, the link's in the description. So do start on the live radar. You can see the hot air across much of northern Europe now is getting swept away. Now we have seen some quite severe thunderstorms across parts of northern France into the Channel, and just about clipping the south and southeast. Now last night, many of you have seen, I did post a second video, as we did see a yellow thunderstorm warning issued. As I said in the main video yesterday, there was the risk, but we hadn't seen a warning issued, and I would update you if we did, and we did see a thunderstorm warning issued, because the latest UKV at that time did produce some thunderstorms further inland. But by around the mid-morning time, or early morning, that thunderstorm warning was cancelled, as those thunderstorms were forming, but they were forming further southwards, more in line with the aroma runners show it. Now, funnily enough, this afternoon activity has actually been slightly higher than we anticipated. Still, we thought it would be showers around. We're actually seeing some quite severe thunderstorms just off the Channel, and you can see it's clipping the far southeast at the moment into the Brighton area, seeing some really intense conditions with frequent lightning in these storms. You can see where the main bulk of the thunderstorms are across much of northern France, Belgium, Luxembourg, into Netherlands and parts of Germany. Some of this, you can see the northern edge of this, did clip the southeast early this morning, but wasn't too severe, just giving many areas some light to moderate on and off rain. But if you look at the 2 metre temperatures at the moment, you can see it is still fairly warm across the east, but under the big thunderstorm clumps it is a lot cooler. You can see where the very hot air is fueling the thunderstorms further south. We still could see mid-20s today, but that air mass is slowly getting moved away, because we're seeing cooler air moving to the north and west, and you can see rainfall associated with that cooler air now. You can see a bit of a spiral appearing across western parts of Scotland, and that's the centre of quite a weak low pressure moving in that's going to give us plenty of showers over the coming days. Now, if you look at the past 24-hour precipitation, you'll be able to see where we've seen the most severe thunderstorms over the last 24 hours. You can see how they were really quite severe across much of northern France, and again across the Channel as well. You can see a matter of a few tens of miles away from smashing the far south coast. You can see quite widespread rain for southern England. Heavier stuff in the far southeast into parts of East Anglia there, but most areas not seeing anything too severe. The very severe conditions that the Met Office did think could clip the far southeast with that yellow warning last night stayed further to our south. You can even see near Dover and Calais. Look, Calais seeing a few tens of millimetres, near Dover seeing a matter of a millimetre or two, just indicating the extremely varied conditions over very, very small distances. But fortunately, as I said, it's going to become a bit of a clearer picture over the coming days, less uncertainty, as we do see more showery conditions and pretty much a more predictable weather pattern moving in. Now, you can see through this morning and this early afternoon, seeing those thunderstorms clearing in the far south. A little bit more activity than the UKV is anticipating at the moment, but that is just the nature of these thunderstorms. Further northwards, showers pushing into the west, and those will continue over the coming hours, and through the evening they could die out a little bit, but into tomorrow afternoon we do see them become more widespread once again. with some daylight heating, and you can see plenty of light to moderate showers with a few heavier pulses within some of these showers. Quite widespread. Best conditions in the far south and east, but perhaps a little bit more cloud there. This is low pressure moving in and widely cooler air. Into Saturday, pretty similar conditions. Low pressure still spiralling around, and you can still see plenty of light to moderate showers with a few heavy patches inside of them. Into Thursday, we can see a bit of a weather front moving in, some more persistent rain, but really it's so weak by this point that it's just a bit of a lighter rain and drizzle, with mostly thick cloud, giving quite a horrible day through Sunday for some. But if it did break up a little bit, then it wouldn't be too bad. And then finally into Monday, quite a decent day, kind of in between weather systems, so got a bit of a drier slot, so minimal showers, some breaks in the sunshine, and still pretty decent. So you see over the next 5 days, it's not going to be a complete washout. There's going to be definitely quite a few widespread showers, at least over the next few days, but even by Monday time, it's looking like it's going to be alright. Just the temperatures won't be too warm. As you can see, the upper air temperatures aren't going to be anything insane. You can see generally over the coming days they're going to be average to slightly below average, around the mid to low single digits. Into the longer term, you can actually see starting to trend to average or above average by Tuesday, but it is a warmer sector. You can't see it here, but it is a warmer sector, so it will only last very temporary period of time. And if you have a look at the precipitation and cloud, you can see it's actually associated with a lot of rain, cloud and gloom, so it won't be all too great. Now the max temperatures you can see today, just about East Anglia, still see 25 to 27, still a bit muggy in these areas. But into Friday, you see temperatures a little bit lower, 21, 22 at best, widely further northwards and westwards, mid to high teens. Into Saturday, temperatures could climb once again, maybe to around that 20, 21 degrees, but most areas are in the mid to high teens, so much worse off. And then finally to Sunday, Monday, 20, 21 at best, most areas in the teens. And that's pretty much the same into Monday, maybe a few more areas into the sort of 20 to 22 degree range, but again, not particularly great, definitely a few degrees down from that time, or from this time, from sort of this week we've just had, where it's been widely 25, 26 in the warmer and drier patches. So definitely turning cooler, also turning slightly more unsettled, but not complete washout conditions at this stage. But if we do have a look at the longer term, you'll be able to see the outlook isn't horrible, but it's not particularly great either. Now you can see the low pressure system over the top of us is going to give us showers over the weekend. Eventually a bit of high pressure will build in temporarily in front of this next low. That's why we can see a reasonably dry Monday. But beyond that, we do see lots of lows move in off the Atlantic, but you can see they're weakening as they do, with the jet stream a little bit split and a bit of high pressure trying to ridge in over Iceland. Now the high pressure actually builds in toward day 10, but it really only sticks around for a couple of days before getting shoved away. We see actually quite strong easterly winds, bit of a cut-off low. This will be quite cloudy and showery pattern. Right into the extended range, we see more low pressures moving in and plenty of low pressure coming in off the Atlantic, with oscillating warmer and cooler sectors. See, all that cold air out in the Atlantic combined with warm air across the mid-Atlantic is just going to spiral up these lows, a typical sort of winter pattern with a stronger jet stream, and that is what is looking likely into early September. So you see from the latest GFS, it's not amazing, it's not abysmal either, there's no huge lows, but generally if high pressure comes around, it won't stick around for more than a couple of days, and we will see plenty of these smaller, weaker low pressure systems giving some persistent rain, but mostly just some cloud and showers. If you look at the GM, again, low pressure around at the moment. Another low moves in for around Tuesday, Wednesday. That sticks around. High pressure builds in and actually has reasonably high heights towards day 10 with a bit of a southeasterly wind. That actually wouldn't be too bad. Again, the hot air to our south is quite a distance away, so we're actually only really hovering around average. The temperatures wouldn't be too great. Again, if we look at the 2 metre temperatures here, see for the United Kingdom, just about getting towards 20 degrees in the south, so it wouldn't be crazy, but wouldn't be too bad. We have a look at the accumulated precipitation. You can see quite a lot of rain falling in the next 10 days, but at this period in the extended range, nothing too crazy. So definitely will be some dry periods, but definitely not looking like we're going to see any continuation of summer into early September. If you look at the ECM, WF, pretty similar over the coming days, with plenty of low pressure around moving in. Another low moves in into the middle of next week and sort of hangs around really, and all the way to day 10, just more of these little pesky low pressure systems coming in off the Atlantic, with plenty of cooler air feeding to the backside of these lows, just spinning them up and keeping us pretty horrible and pretty unsettled. Now finally, if we do have a look at the ensembles, you can see this well reflected, generally average to below average over the coming days and the coming weeks. Not huge amounts of precipitation, but enough that it indicates quite a showery pattern, and the 2 meter temperatures aren't going to be great either. Pretty much today is the last day of sort of mid-20s and then we're down to low 20s at best, more likely widely to the high teens. If you compare that to the ECMWF ensemble members from the midnight run, you'll be able to see that it's fairly similar. Generally average to below average for the rest of August. Into early September, perhaps signs that we could go a little bit warmer, a little bit more above average, but still plenty of precipitation, so perhaps could just be associated with more of an active jet stream and more warmer sectors moving in off the Atlantic. So you can see from all the main 3 runs and the ensemble members, it's not going to be abysmal, it's not going to be completely washout, we're not going to see massive stormy conditions, but it's generally going to be poor with some decent days sprinkled within it. No chance of anything particularly warm. Again, the best conditions we're going to see is some max 20 to 22 on some drier days, perhaps next Monday for example, and most other days will have cloud and showers around with a fairly strong westerly wind. So anyway, thanks for watching, hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you again for another video soon.